2024 looks like it'll be another big year for Moto Guzzi with the introduction of the new Stelvio adventure machine based on the V100 Mandello, carrying forward a huge step up in technology and performance for this brand. I'd actually assumed it was just a naked bike or roadster version of the V100 at a glance, but a closer look and actually reading up on the bike reveals this isn't the case. This is most certainly an adventure machine, although that term is slowly widening to encompass more and more machines. Having tested the V100 Mandello this year, I've no doubt the Stelvio will be awesome too, as that engine is amazing, but let's have a quick look at the whole package. The engine is of course the liquid-cooled double overhead cam 90-degree transverse V-twin, hitting 1042 cc's with a bore and stroke of 96 by 72 millimeters. We see features like a counter-rotating shaft, 8 crankcase attachment points to the frame with crankcases sharing a structural function, footpegs connected to those crankcases too, and of course the rotated cylinder heads, at least compared to traditional Moto Guzzi machine. That of course allows for the current header and exhaust arrangement. There's 2 throttle bodies too, with shorter and straighter ducts, a wet multiplate slipper clutch, and revised 6-speed gearbox offering smoother shifts over the V100. Power hits 115 ponies and 105 Nm of torque, of which over 80% is available from just 3500 RPM, and this is more of a rever than the old style Guzzis with a limiter set at 9500 RPM. We also see a shaft drive run, and it's been beefed up compared to the Mandello for off-road use, but like the V100 doesn't carry that very shaft drive feel, which you'd normally only notice coming from a chain final drive bike onto a more traditional shaft drive. The chassis has likewise been updated for adventuring with 4 frame anchor points rather than the V100's 2 on the steel tube frame, improving rigidity, and we see a 15-20mm wheelbase, 45mm longer than the road-going bike, with a steeper headstock angle too at 25.6 degrees. A large 21-litre fuel tank is also run atop that frame, with the seat height bumped up to 830mm too, unsurprisingly. Wide bars are also run, and that ride triangle does look suitable for standing on the bike, but unfortunately none of the images provided show that being done. Keeping in mind we are seeing tubular spoked rims on offer here with a 19-inch front and a 120/70 tyre, alongside a 17-inch rear with 170/60 tyre. That's not an extreme adventure setup of course, with the bike looking like a fairly light adventure machine. Tyres are also described as tread patterns suitable for light off-roading. On the suspension and brakes front, we do see Sachs forks, 46mm, and rebound and preload adjustment, while a KYB shock offers rebound and preload adjustment, with Guzzi promising a focus on fine-tuned progressive response to bumps in the road. There's 170mm of travel there too on both ends, but no ground clearance figure that I could see. Brembo provide the brakes with 320mm rotors and 4-pot radial monoblock calipers with matching radial master cylinder, both for the brake and the clutch, and those levers are span adjustable. The rear in comparison runs quite a beefy 280mm rotor with dual piston caliper. We see a first from Moto Guzzi with their new PFF rider assistance solution, which is an optional extra, a factory option that is, and runs the 4D imaging radar developed by Piaggio. That uses 2 sensors above and below the headlight for a better field of view and monitoring, they say. Run off this is the following cruise control, forward collision warning, blind spot information system, and lane change assist functions. Warnings are apparently delivered through the dash and mirrors as well as audibly, and obviously to have following cruise control, there has to be cruise control. Naturally, we're talking ride-by-wire and a 6-axis IMU with 5 ride modes on offer: off-road, tourism, rain, street, and sport. These vary engine brake, power delivery, and traction control settings. Off-road having specific off-road ABS and traction control settings where you can deactivate those as well. We also see DRLs, or daytime running lights, and additional headlamps in the windshield to ensure wider vision through the corners by bending those headlights through the corner while leant over. Finally, we see a 5-inch color TFT, but the Moto Guzzi multimedia system is an accessory. Total weight is 246 kilos, which isn't super light, but then the R1300 GS from BMW is 237 kilos, and both of those figures are including at least 90% of a tank of fuel. US pricing has been announced too at $16,390, which we can compare to the V100 Mandello, which demands a $15,490 price tag, albeit as a 2023 model. I couldn't spot any UK pricing though. Keeping in mind the base model V100 Mandello was already just over 28k here in Australia, it seems likely the Stelvio will be around that 30k mark if a base model is offered without without the active radar. That's fairly normal for a big adventure bike, but still quite a big price of entry. Having ridden the V100 Mandello though, there's no doubt the Stelvio will be a ripper if Moto Guzzi have gotten the ergos and handling as good as on the Roadster, with these bikes offering a characterful and very Italian take on the themes. Let me know what you reckon of the Guzzi Stelvio though, and whether you'd go the active radar tech. As always, thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and if you're still here, drop me a like if you enjoyed the video.